Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you see something that motivates you in the video, or maybe perhaps if I'm lucky I taught you something and you will subscribe to my channel. Guys, we are getting ready to experience a heat wave with 11 or 12 consecutive days with triple-digit temperatures. It is around noon, and currently the temperature is 96 degrees in Mesquite, Texas. But I want you to know, if you've been following me, you know that I planted heat-tolerant crops like okra. Did I say okra? I planted a lot of okra. Sweet potatoes, cowpeas, black-eyed peas. Eggplant grows very well. Peppers grow very well. Oh, Swiss chard. Let me tell you about the Swiss chard. So I just happened to notice that my Swiss chard was growing in 100-degree weather and it wasn't bolting. At that time, it was not considered a heat-tolerant crop, and specifically the rainbow Swiss chard. Well, that's how I discovered that I can grow it in Garden Zone 8A, Mesquite, Texas, where I live. And so I have that planted. But there are a lot of crops that I grew in the spring that won't make it through the heat wave. I'll just name one: lettuce. I had arugula. I had like 3 different types of lettuce. It can't handle, once it gets past 90 degrees, it starts bolting. So my experience has taught me what I can grow and what I can't grow. And of course, guys, you can look behind me. You can see I have 40% shade cloth over my garden. And I also have these fans. I'm charging them up right now so I can put them out. These solar power fans, and then this battery operated one that I charge up with a USB port. And I have this little generator right here that I charge everything up with. So it's going to be very hot and sticky, and I'm not going to be out here risking my health, because you guys know that I have kidney failure and I take dialysis treatments, and I'm not going to be out here when it's real hot. Because when it's real hot like this in Texas, it's hot at night and it's hot in the morning too, okay? So I want you to know that a lot of things that I pulled up, the soil is bare. And my experience has taught me to not let your soil go uncovered. So I have mulch or straw over it. And I'm going to share with you today what I'm planting throughout the garden in those bare spots. And that is a heat-tolerant black-eyed pea. And even if I don't get a good harvest of peas, it's okay. When it's time for me to put my fall and winter crops out, I would chop and drop it. I hope you know what I mean by that. I would just take me a hoe and just go in there and chop it up and turn it over in the soil, because the peas will absorb nitrogen from the air and deposit it into the soil. And basically what I'll be growing during the fall is tomatoes, and they are heavy feeders. So I've learned that I don't have to keep replenishing my soil with new bags of soil or potting mix. I just add some homemade compost, and of course we know that the peas will bring some nitrogen into the soil. Okay, so let's get started. This morning I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a very long time, and that is I'm going to plant these black-eyed peas from the grocery store that I have soaked all night in some water. And right here, I want to share something with you. These are the black-eyed peas that I planted. And I don't know if you remember, I told you that my canna lilies got beat up pretty bad during a storm. But look at them. They're coming back out. And the ones over here are coming back. And so today I'm going to pop in a few more seeds in these 2 containers, and then I'm going to show you where I'm going to put them in the green stalks. And remember, I want to eat some of these peas, but even if these don't germinate well or produce well, I'm using them as a crop cover, because I don't want a lot of bare spots in my garden, especially while I'm going through a heat wave. I'm just going to put my finger in here and poke a few holes a few inches apart. I could put one here, here, and here. And they should germinate quickly. And let's cover them back up. I hope I was focused. I'm gonna go over here and put one right there. Anywhere a few inches apart where I can visibly see some clear space. That's what I'm going to do. And I think I could put one right here. Okay, let's move on to this pot and do the same thing. And I'm not going to videotape this portion because I'm basically doing the same thing. But I want you to look right here. Look at these little holes in this canna lily. I've got something, because that's not a design by nature. That is something eating it. So I'm going to put some diatomaceous earth all around here. See that? Yeah, I got a little insect there. And new leaves are coming up. And so when you see your canna lilies are not wilting, the tips are not dying, just because they get beat up in the storm and they're falling off, and I'm going to show you later on in the season that I'm going to save these seed pods and I'm going to grow more. But yeah, you know it's not dying. You know it's going to come back. The more you grow, the more you know. So I don't get all depressed when I see a plant not doing well. But look at those seed pods. Look how God has blessed us to be able to grow more. And the same thing is happening over here. Now I'm over here in the tomato bed that I will be putting my transplants for my fall tomatoes very soon. You can see I have my peas. I'm going to move my straw back a little bit. And I'll plant a little small section at a time. There's no sense in letting this good, rich soil go to waste when I can be putting some nitrogen back into the soil. So I'm going to drop a few peas. And sometimes I call peas beans. But if I misspeak, you know what I'm talking about. And then I'm just going to cover these up. I'm not going to show you the whole bed because I still have some tomatoes growing over there. But all in this side is where I'm going to plant these peas. Okay, guys, I'm over here where I have my green stalks. And I just want to share this with you. I'm going to harvest these Tiny Tim tomatoes. They are absolutely one of the best dwarf tomato plants that I have grown. These have been out here since April. And even during the heat waves, they are still growing great. So if you ever want to try a dwarf tomato plant, I highly recommend the Tiny Tim. You can see I do have some insect damage, so I'm just removing these bad leaves. And after I plant the bottom layer here, actually I'm gonna plant in the bottom layers of all the green stalks. There are two more that have 3 tiers back there. I need to remind you of something. Beans and peas don't grow well with onions, so I'm gonna harvest these little green onions that I grew from seeds. So we'll just chop these up if I don't find another place in the garden for the onions. I don't plan to plant anything in these green stalks until next year. So this is a way for me to have them still growing something, and I will keep watering them until it's time to plant late winter or early spring. So I plant them the same way I plant all of my peas and beans. I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to plant this side because these are not on spinners, these two. And then I'll go around and plant the other side. And then I'll water everything in, and I'll put some diatomaceous earth where these little holes are. I'm sure they're from moths, but I don't see any aphids or anything. I've been checking them for the last few days. But I'll be sure to get all my tomatoes. I usually don't let them get real red. I really pick them about at this state where they're blushing, in case I miss a few. But, you know, I just celebrated my 72nd birthday, and I didn't harvest anything while we were celebrating. But that's nice, ain't it? And there are more. And if you're wondering, what is this little belt on my iPhone? I can put it around my neck when I'm working. I've got the bottom 2 tiers of these green stalks planted with peas. I removed all the onions, and you can see these were getting to be a nice size. I don't remember what onions they were, but it reminded me of my mother. I don't know if certain memories you get when you see certain things, but I certainly do. My mother used to buy pearl onions, pickled pearl onions in a jar. And that's what I'm going to do with these in honor of my mother. Now, I will give them to someone because I can't digest onions. They don't agree with me, so I've learned not to eat too much of them. Here are some of the birthday gifts that I received. I shared with you guys in my last video that I got a handheld vacuum to suck up those leaf hoppers and aphid eggs, and I demonstrated it. And I will show you again when it gets a little bit cooler. It's too hot out here for me to do that in this video. And then I got a small portable sink, because I've been sharing with you guys how I like to just sit outside, rinse my vegetables or fruit off. I can eat okra raw. It's very good for you, good fiber. And I can eat my strawberries and other veggies. I can eat them raw. I've learned to enjoy them that way. So my older son bought me a little camp sink.
Hey everybody, it's Brian here, and today I put together this sink from my grandma.
Where's the sink going, Brian?
It's going outside.
Outside, so it's a garden sink, guys.
It's very versatile, and it has a 5-gallon water tank inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
All she has to do is unscrew this and pour the water into there.
Okay, from the water hose, right?
Yeah, and there's a fancy pump right here that pumps out water into this faucet, and you can rinse vegetables, wash your hands, and also there's a soap dispenser right here.
Okay, pretty cool. Was it hard to put together?
No.
Okay. How long did it take you to put it together?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Brian's really cool, guys. He can put stuff together very fast. Okay, thanks, Brian. You guys remember those 2 garden beds I did a review on? I love them. They're elevated off the ground, and one of them can hold 600 pounds. My daughter and my son-in-law bought me 2 more of those, and they got them on the Prime Day special when they were much less expensive than they were when they originally came out. I am out in the garage, and it's 100 degrees outside. I just want to show you these 2 Work Pro garden beds. I'm not going to set them up until late fall, early winter, and I'll share with you what I'm going to plant in them. I turned 72 years old on July 4th, and I want to share with you some pictures and a little video of the birthday party / barbecue / swimming party that my children and my grandchildren gave me. And so if you don't want to see those pictures, you can end the video right now. But if you'd like to know how we celebrated, it's just a few minutes. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mom. Happy birthday to you. 3 generations.
tonight you belong to me. Just a little me.
All right. Woohoo! Thank you all so much for watching this video. You guys know that I love you and God loves you too. Bye now.